Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're back. Another episode of Shootaround Sessions podcast with me, your host, Tawasi C, and my man,
Randy B. You know how we do this thing.
We here, and we down to the Final Four in the NBA. It's that conference finals time, everybody's favorite time of year where you get to see some of the best basketball. But we got to start with some of those series that ended the other day. First, we stopping in Detroit and Cleveland because Cleveland washed up the Detroit Pistons, sent home the number one seed. Now we got Knicks and Cavs, but first let's talk about how we feel about that series closeout and how we feel about them going 7 and Detroit coming up really short.
Adjustments. There were no adjustments made by Detroit, and Cavs made an adjustment in that game, in that game 7, and it totally exposed Detroit. First things first. Donovan Mitchell, at the beginning of the game, turned into a facilitator. He turned into a facilitator. He started driving and kicking, getting his big men involved, and that was a major plus. And as I say, big men, their big men finally play like big men. Championships are won by defense and size, and they utilize both in that game 7. And their two big men grabbing up all the boards, all the offensive boards. Detroit had no answer for anything at all.
Nah, I don't know. I watched it a couple quarters, and Detroit just didn't have any answers. And I felt good because you know, like I've been saying all season long, Detroit was gonna get exposed because Detroit is not like that. You can't depend on a guy like Cade Cunningham to carry you all the way through. They don't have any shooting. They let go. That's not the same team they had last year that almost beat the Knicks. Very, very close. And they came in the season 60-win team. They was feeling good, but I just think the NBA on a whole has been exposed that nobody really cares about the regular season, that they could let teams like Detroit steamroll all over the league, and now when it gets to the playoffs, you get pushed to 2 Game 7 series. 2 of them, not 1, but 2. And I think it's important that we talk about on the Cleveland end because you got this guy in James Harden who did not show up again, but the team really bailed him out of this one. How are we thinking about James Harden and his 9 points on 2 for 10 shooting that night?
James Harden's biggest stat was being a foul baiter, straight up. And again, that could frustrate the other team. And again, you really started seeing it in like Game 5, Game 6. But he was at work. He was at work in Game 7. James Harden is James Harden. And just like you said, luckily his team carried him to a big victory. But that is not sustainable.
Nah.
This next round, they need to have somebody step up every game because, again, Detroit is not New York. New York has people that can shoot, people that can play make, and people that can defend. So you got to bring your A game. You got to bring your A game to the Garden.
That's a fact. I mean, I always said it all along. Like, I was picking Detroit going into the series and into Game 7 because I thought Cleveland blew it in Game 6 like we saw. James Harden being so nonchalant, like these people don't care about playing basketball anymore. And we saw him not show up in the fourth quarter, but again, they had those 2 twin towers that they have in Allen and Mobley stepping up, doing some big man things. And I really don't believe in them going into the series against the Knicks. We're going to get there, but I just want to say, like, I don't think they're a great team. And I think Donovan Mitchell really stepped up with the 8 assists and really carried his team. And as he should have, and as he does, he plays hard all the time. We give Donovan Mitchell his props because he should have been a Knick, but that's a whole other story for a whole other day. And he stepped up and carried his team. But I don't see when you have like guys like Max Strus and you have this Sam Merrill guy who we saw in Game 6 get totally sunned by the Thompson twin, pushing him to the ground. They weren't ready. they got some 3-point shooters on this squad, but I don't think they're deep enough to really contend with the New York Knicks.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can you do this every night? You can have a great night. You can have an excellent night, but can you do this every night? And that's the biggest question mark going into this series. Again, I'll say what I said before about the Philly series when it came to the Knicks. The depth will be a major factor when it comes to who will come out on top when it comes to this next series.
Nah, that's a fact. I mean, since we're talking about this series, wait, before we even get there, let's finish on Detroit. So all day I've been hearing people, oh, Detroit this, Detroit that. Would you say that Detroit's season was a letdown,
To be the
especially
number
after how
one
it ended?
to be the number one seed and not make it to the conference finals, absolutely. It is a
Yeah,
letdown. It's a disappointment. Listen, the main goal is a championship. And
yeah, fact.
I know we had this conversation before, but still the main goal is a championship, especially if you are the top of your conference, you're at least expected to make it to the conference finals. So yeah,
Nah,
it
true.
was a letdown. And again, playoff basketball exposes a lot when it comes to
Yeah,
teams in where Detroit has been Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham alone, he's the only offensive threat on that team.
that's
Their
true.
big man, again, Jalen Duren, as muscular as he can be. Again, you need size, my brother. You need to be a dominant force in the paint, and all of that got exposed.
And tell me if I'm wrong, right? Because all you hear the commentators saying all the time, "Oh, they're two all stars. They're two all stars." Wasn't Jalen Duren a replacement for somebody that got
Oh,
hurt,
that is
or was it?
true. That is true.
He was a replacement, and I think no. I mean, we could be wrong, but regardless to what, we really saw them get exposed. Like you, where was Isaiah Stewart? No game. He has no game. Jalen Duren. Yeah, we saw him in Game 6 putting on, putting some moves out there. You had Paul Reed trying, but at the end of the day, when they needed you most, you could not step up. When you have to rely on old man Tobias Harris, we saw this last year against the Knicks. They let those other guys cook, and once you could control Cade, they will not show up.
Old man Tobias Harris, who didn't score last night, right? He put another game 7, and he turned into
Game
a
seven, no field
spectator.
goals. 5 free throws with 5 points. I mean, six
That's
free throws
crazy.
with 5 points. That's what I'm saying. They all disappeared. Even down to Cade, I feel like they all got worn down, and you really saw what type of team this was. Now, in the offseason, I do think that they got to go and address some things. Maybe still keep the coach, still keep your core. Asar Thompson has to get some reps in with his shot. He has to. He has to.
Yes. Yeah,
You
because
know what I
he was
mean?
not non-existent on the offensive end. He needs to work in that shot.
Has to. Has to. I don't know, but I mean, they'll get it together. They'll get it right. But like I said to everybody, even shout out to my favorite Detroit Piston fan. We told you guys they was gonna get knocked out. I thought they was gonna at least make it to the conference finals and get knocked out against the Knicks. But hey, I'm not tripping. But let's talk about the Knicks and Cavs series now and how they match up. How we feeling going into this thing?
I'm gonna say the same thing I said about the Philly series, and where the New York Knicks were built for the Celtics to defeat the Celtics. So Philly kind of threw me off because Joel Embiid was, he was coming along, Tyrese Maxey was coming along, and then the Knicks completely proved me wrong when it came to that. They just destroyed Philly. It's the same reservations when it comes to Cleveland, in where they do have two dynamic scorers in the backcourt, and they also have two bigs in the middle, and if they utilize them right, could be a complete matchup nightmare. However, I still feel the Knicks right now are playing the best basketball out of the 4 teams left. They have the most efficient offense and the most clamping defense.
Facts.
And I
Facts.
always take this stance. I need to see game 1 first, just to see how everything matches up, just to see what adjustments are made and what is the game plan going in. But we, one of my major concerns is the fact that we've been off a little too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've been off a little too long. So we don't know if there's going to be any rust coming on the court. But again, game one is going to show a lot.
Okay. Let me preface this with how I feel because I'm not gonna fanboy out, and I'm not gonna be one of those Knicks fans that think this is gonna be a cakewalk because, like you said, this is not the 76ers, and this is definitely not the Atlanta Hawks.
Right.
Two teams I thought were young and kind of like old bummy teams not ready yet. That weren't ready for that spot. Is Cleveland ready for that spot right now? I do not think so. I feel like they just caught a team that was kind of lacking and kind of slipped up last night. Now, let's look at the matchups, right? I do think New York is a way, way deeper bench. Like they got a deeper team, and toe to toe, we match up with them very well.
Oh yeah,
I do.
definitely.
I feel like we got Cat. Cat and his foul problems will be a problem, so we need Cat not to get any problems. I hope the refs call this and let it be a physical kind of game because they could bang and we could bang. And I feel like we match up with them so well. Now, the reason why I'm confident in the Knicks is because of a guy named James Harden. The Cavaliers still have James Harden on that team, and I know he gonna like he gonna disappear, and I know he's not gonna give Donovan Mitchell the help that he deserves because we all know Spider's gonna bring it. I think game one he's probably going for 40. Maybe he's probably gonna hit 40 in one of these games or two of them. He's gonna average a lot of points, but it comes down to the Knicks stopping the rest of that team. If we could get some rebounds and beat Jared Allen on the glass, if we could give Evan Mobley some problems and lock him up, I think we will go to the NBA Finals. I want to call it. Like I'm thinking we're going there. Just off the bench alone, like we have a deeper bench. Like they have Dennis Schroeder who gave them 2 points last night. You know what I mean? Sam Merrill went off and he went 5 for 8 from three, but I don't see that happening against the Knicks every single night.
I
You
agree.
know what I mean?
I agree.
I
I
don't
agree.
see it, so I'm confident in us. I'm confident.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like if you go player for player down the line, yes, the Knicks much deeper, more talented. Again, Donovan Mitchell, he can, like you said, he can possibly even average 40 a game in this series.
Mhm.
But if he's the only one doing that, then then it's a wrap. We are honestly speaking, we are only going to go as far as Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby takes us because
Yes.
I think they might be the X factors when it comes to this series in particular.
Yeah.
All right. If they can consistently score like they have been doing and shutting down, again, they're gonna be the ones kind of locking up a James Harden and or kind of locking up a Donovan Mitchell and switching and everything. Then yeah, 100% the Knicks are going to the finals. But
Nah.
again, it's game plan and how they game plan. We're not the coaches, so we
Yeah.
just gotta see how they do this.
Exactly. And I need them to keep it going because we seen them unleash Cat and unlock Cat in a way that we haven't seen him play like this all year long. Mike Brown, don't make any changes. Keep it going through Cat. Let him average 8 assists a game if you need to. Let him sit out there and shoot that three. Let him get inside and do the weird stuff that he does. As long as Cat could not get in foul trouble and be available in these games, I really feel like we're going to the finals, and I feel confident in these New York Knicks. So in Cat, we trust. In Cat, we trust, man. But
As we're on the topic, I wanted to ask you this question all week, and I was waiting for us to
gotcha.
record to ask this question. As a matter of fact, I got 2 questions for you
Let's do
while
this.
we're on the topic of the Knicks, right? Given the success that this Knicks team has had for this postseason, whatever happens, whether a championship is won, we make it to the finals, we make it out of this round, or even if we get eliminated from this round, are we still looking for Giannis next season? That's question one.
That's it's an interesting question, and I'm gonna give you my take on that. If I'm confident in this team. I
Right.
like this team. I like that we put this team together, and I like the flow. I'm gonna say it's a no for me on Giannis, only because of this team's chemistry. Now, had they not unlocked Karl Anthony Towns and still had him not fitting into the offense and letting him do whatever he does, then I would have been like, nah, get Giannis, hook him up. Even if
Absolutely.
we would have got to the
Absolutely.
finals without Karl Anthony Towns playing the way he plays, go ahead. But me in today's NBA, I'm not giving up the 3-point shooting that Cat gives you, and now you're seeing the passing ability. We seeing this guy become a star. I'm not gonna trade him, man. I'm not gonna give up on Cat, even if we lose. Even if we lose, Cat has showed me in this playoff run why he deserves to be a New York Knick, and you would not hear any Cat slander from me.
You
What
know
say
what?
you?
I 100% agree with you. The way this offense has been unlocked with Cat on the floor and him being this facilitator and him controlling the offense and it's not the fact that they're winning, it's the fact that they are 100% dominant in their wins.
Dominating.
They are dominating these teams. And on top of all of that, there's been a bunch of, we don't know if they're true or not, but there's a bunch of rumors coming out of Milwaukee that Doc Rivers didn't find his players, and Giannis is very notorious for coming into practice late, showing up at the plane, showing up for the plane late, the bus late, up to 1.5 to 2 hours. Do we really need that energy on the team?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
So
saying.
it's a situation is Cat has been through a lot this season in particular where
Yeah.
even the two of us have been like, nah,
Yeah.
get it over it, get out of here, you're not fit. And he
Facts.
stayed the course. And they figured it out. And
Yeah.
he stayed positive the entire time. He didn't give any wrong
Whole time.
answers. So that's the heart of a champion right there. That's a real New Yorker. So yeah, I'm cool with Cat. Cat is cool with me. We don't need to look in no other direction.
Nah. And it's like you say, like you was the one who said you don't want to trade for Giannis from the beginning because you was like it would mess up this team's chemistry and what we got
Right.
going on. And now we really clicking. I'm like, hey, you can't break it up now. Even if even if the mission is not accomplished, these guys still have chemistry, and we've seen how teams perform when they get to know each other better, when they lock it in, the chemistry is there. Like that's a real thing. So I'm not letting Cat go. Keep this core together. Don't break it up.
Don't break it up. And another quick little question when it comes to the
Boom.
New York Knicks.
Go for it.
If the New York Knicks win a championship this year, they complete the mission. Is Jalen Brunson the greatest Knick of all time?
All right. I'm gonna say this, right, and this is not a shade to any old school fans, the Walt Clyde Fraziers of the world, all of those guys, right? Even though Clyde Frazier and them do have 2 rings,
They do, yeah.
they do have 2 rings. But Jalen Brunson to end this drought, the same way they crowned Curry, and Curry made
Yeah.
that franchise, even though they had players from before. Jalen Brunson is the greatest Knick of all time. Easily for me. Easily. I love the Melo, but Melo never got even past the second round. We were there for the John Starks, Patrick
Starks.
Ewing days.
Yep.
Love those guys. Love the run that the Knicks was on. But if this guy could climb them over that hump and play convincing, like it's a team game, don't get me wrong. The team is a great team, and he's not single-handedly carrying them, but he is the captain, and he has to be in consideration for greatest Knick of all time. What say you?
Carmelo Anthony is technically my favorite Knick, one of my favorite
Yes.
players of all time.
All top.
But like you said, he never made it past the second round. If
Yeah.
this team wins a championship, Jalen Brunson will be the most celebrated. And I understand, like you said, Walt won 2, but that was the last one is
Yeah.
in '73. To win a championship in this modern era, Jalen Brunson would be the most celebrated Knick of all time. There will be a statue in front of Madison Square Garden.
Easily.
All right? All right? That's if they don't burn Madison Square Garden down after the championship
What?
win. All right?
We got me right out there with them.
But
Bro.
no, yes, because again, since '73, and you called out the names: the Starks, the Ewings, the Oakleys,
Yeah.
the Mellows, the Allen Houstons, the Amari Stoudemires, the KPs. You get all of those are excellent, great players, but
Great players.
none of them have taken the New York Knicks to the promised land. If Jalen Brunson and this team are capable of doing it, whether it's this season and/or a season or two from now, yes, he will go down as the greatest New York Knick of all time. And he's earned it because he's an excellent player as well.
Yep.
He's an excellent player.
You look at the numbers, you look at the stats, even year to year with these playoffs, since he's been on the team, the turnaround that he's made. And you watch him putting up these astronomical numbers year after year doing his thing. You have to give the guy his props. I'm here. Like, I'm sold. I was one of them when he first came. I said, the first day they announced it, Jalen Brunson, who? Who is this guy? Slept on, turned it around. The team, like, he's been there through iterations when we had bum Julius Randle, and he fought through that, got his guys. We got to talk about him later, too. But I just feel like I give him a lot of props. I give him a lot of respect. Jalen Brunson, I tip my hat to you. No matter how this ends, you my MVP. You know what I'm saying? And I'll even put him over Pat. But Pat had a great career. Pat was consistent every single year. But right now, you watch these last 5 years, Brunson is my guy. That's who we want.
I hear that.
That's what we want. But we got to talk about this other series with the Spurs and the Timberwolves. That was another one. It went to 6. But the Spurs, they beat them boys up. I mean, you was watching the game Friday night together. We saw a beat down.
There was it was what can you it's Wemby. What can you do? What can you do? They have an alien. They have an alien on the team. There's nothing you could do. Once he was on and he was on consistently, there was no talk of him. Like, I don't know. Timberwolves didn't have anything for him. I'm sorry.
Nah, they didn't. And that's the tough part because you see this team as a whole, like I said, they got dogs on that team, bro. Dogs. You see in De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle really digging in and giving it to these guys, attacking all day, every day. And it helps that you got this freak of nature behind you that anything comes to the hole, he could contest it and change the shot. There's nothing you could do with him.
Yeah.
But even more importantly, let's talk about first we had Anthony Edwards with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. He walks up to the bench, to the opposite opposing team's bench, and he daps up the whole squad. How are you feeling about this?
So, to be honest with you, when it initially happened, there was no initial response until there was a response from social media and all of these sportscasters that brought it up. And then I was like, you know what? You're right. As the captain of your team, the game isn't over till the game is over. I get it. There are times when the coaches, and we've been seeing it a lot, especially being Knicks fans, where by the third quarter the game is over.
Facts.
The coach would empty the bench and let the bench play out. And you know what? There's probably some times where the bench could probably bring it back and y'all could come back in, but 8 minutes left is crazy work. Again, it diminishes the confidence that your team is expecting to see from you, and the leadership. And again, Anthony Edwards is a cool dude. We get it. I'm not knocking him for doing it, because he's a nice guy. He's a cool dude, and he's a realist. He understands what the situation is, but from the optics of it, after the bigger reaction from it, then it looked crazy. It looked kind of crazy.
So, from the optics of it, it does look crazy. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I'm gonna tell you one thing. Anthony Edwards has Julius Randle on his team, and he probably watched this man quit every single play. There's video footage of him quitting on plays, doing everything that he's doing, and at a point, Ed's just like, hey, ain't nothing more I could do. Respect to y'all. Y'all spanked us, and I'm not mad at him only because I know that he did that because Julius Randle is on that team. We watched Julius Randle for years slum it up with the New York Knicks, and people said we crazy. Oh, he's giving you 23 points a game, this and that. We watched him quit on plays that night where he's not getting back. He literally was just standing there, and I'm not mad at Ant for that reason. The media is going to hype it up and say, yeah, Jordan would never do that, this and that, but Jordan never played with Julius Randle. Never. Kobe played with him, God rest his soul, and you saw they shipped him out of there. They shipped him out of there. He don't have it. He don't have that, and I'm glad that we are getting to witness this, because remember earlier we was talking about Cat. I think it's gonna go down in history. Trading Cat to the Knicks for Randle is my best trade that I've ever seen in my life. Regardless if we win a championship or not, we got rid of that bum and sent him over there, and we're seeing what he does. You're seeing it in the print.
First things first, that was the craziest transition I ever seen, because I thought we were talking about Anthony Edwards, and the fact that you just transitioned straight into Julius. I would say this. I would say this, and I brought this up to you before. Like you said, people called us crazy, and people called New York fans, oh, you guys ungrateful. Mm-hmm. He's the one that sparked, and yes, he did. He's the one that sparked the resurgence, the most recent resurgence, because he was the first one to come over. But then you look online, and you look at the fans for Minnesota, and they're saying the exact same thing.
Same stuff.
The same thing. So what are we doing here? What are we doing? Out of every 15 games, you can get one great game out of Julius Randle. And then you're searching for that game 15 games later. All right? The consistency is just not there. And when it's time for the big moments to step up, he just is not there mentally. It's physically tough. Mentally, I don't know.
He has the talent. He has the ability to be a great player. I believed in this guy when he first came to the Knicks, and I give him his props. Like, before that playoff series when we got beat by Atlanta, because that's when I first saw it, when Trae Young did the bow and he did all of that, he let that happen in the Garden and disrespect the Garden, disrespected the fans. This is his track record as a player. So shout out to shout out to Minnesota for taking this problem on. You took DiVincenzo from us, and I was mad that ship had to fall, because if he was still on the Knicks, championship dreams right there, hard player. And he's out with one leg, and he probably would have played harder than Julius Randle played with his one leg. I'm just like, it's crazy to see. It's nasty work, but how you feeling about the Spurs and the OKC? I know you've said this before, you'll say it again. You are a man that believes that the Spurs can beat these people. We got Thing as a two-time MVP now. Do you still think that they will bring this firepower to the Spurs? I mean, to the Thunder. The Spurs will bring the firepower to the Thunder.
My mind has not changed, my brother. The Spurs are going to the finals. Game 1 starts tonight. Yeah. I just want to know, what is the answer to Wemby? What is the answer? OKC right now 8-0 in the playoffs. Listen, they are doing their thing. I am not diminishing. However, what is the answer? And I want and I'm going to watch this close. I'm going to watch this game very closely. I think, and again, I don't like doing predictions, but the one prediction that I do have is OKC more than likely may face their first loss in this playoff season. All right, I think, and again, it's not just Wemby, but those young cats around him. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, and yeah, there's no defensive. I mean, Hartenstein is my guy.
Yeah, my guy. We got love for him. We got love for Hartenstein.
All right, that's my guy. But when you got a dude that's 7'3" and that can just shoot right over you, I need to know what the answer is. I need to show me the answer.
Okay.
So,
I got the answer for you. I think I got the answer for you. The answer to Victor Wembanyama in this playoff series will be the NBA referees with their whistles.
I knew it. I knew
it. You got to go. The referees walked SGA to his second back-to-back MVP. They walked into it. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. SJ is nice. He's giving you 30 a game, but you have to face the elephant in the room that he's a foul baiter and that team is good at getting to the line with these fouls. If the refs put the whistle in their pockets and let these guys play, I think we will have a competitive series. I'm still going to say OKC because they got those refs in the back pocket, but people been talking crazy about Caruso is gonna lock up Wemby, and I'm like, yeah, what are y'all smoking? Like, what are y'all smoking?
They try. You know what it is?
Yeah,
They tried it in the regular season, and like, no. I understand Caruso is top five in defense in today's NBA, but
Scrappy.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just talking. Yeah. Absolutely not.
He's bugged out. I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be a real competitive series, and I can't wait to see it. Like you, I'm going to be locked in tight. I think they could throw a lot of bodies at Wemby, probably get him frustrated, bait him into some fouls, put him on a bench, because we know when Wemby's in there, it's a different basketball game. Now, as you say, they have dogs on the Spurs. Dogs. But is these young dogs ready for this moment? We're going to have to see. That's the thing. We're going to have to see. Like, the defense. I watch Lou Dort, and I, as much as everybody else can't stand him, I can't stand him equally or more. Because shout out to him. He's Haitian Flag Day today. But the guy's a pest, and he gets real physical. He's going to be one playing dirty out there. I think the rest of them is going to play dirty, put some bowls, do some things to these guys to frustrate them. And I want to see how this young Spurs team responds to that. We saw them in the regular season. They was balling, doing their thing, but this is a different animal. And that team is together. OKC Thunder are a very strong unit together. They will foul together.
Yeah.
They ride together with their corny celebrations together. Like, it's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. Like I said before, we can't take anything away from OKC. They are of one mind, where they will lock you down defensively and they will bait the crap out of some fouls. And the refs, if they take off their undershirt, they all rocking OKC shirts. It's like the NWO when they just reveal the puller.
He's the sixth man. He's the sixth man. We got another one. It's tough. It's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough, but we'll see how it goes. Now,
Yeah.
I know we might wrap up soon or heavy, but before, this is our first episode in a long time. Yeah, in a minute. And
we've been off like the Knicks.
Yeah, exactly. And in between that, I just want to address the commentators, the fans that thought we were crazy when we stated that Mr. LeBron James was not going to get swept in the. And I just want to say, we talk about legacies, we talk about greatest of all times. Mm-hmm. What does this say to your GOAT? Not your GOAT, but the people that stand up for LeBron. What does it say to your GOAT? What is the... Again, legacy is everything. I don't care how long you play. It does not matter. What does this say to LeBron's legacy? All right? If this is the case, then sit down and let the new generation do what they got to do. Because all you're doing is damaging your legacy. There is no one that can say anything in the comments or approach me about to say, oh, LeBron is the GOAT. There is nothing else. There is his legacy is being destroyed the longer he stays in the league.
Interesting point that you say that, because I think today I saw something on Instagram where it said, D Wade says, how can the GOAT retire when he's still the GOAT? Still being the GOAT, doing GOAT things, I guess. That's how I interpret it. Right. Now, you just made an excellent point when you said he's ruined his legacy. He's ruining it the longer he stays in the game. And I agree with you, because it's something where you really got to look at it like you're getting taken out by all these young cats. all these young guys. Your days as a champion, the days of LeBron when he dominated the league, are so far behind us to where we know he's done in LA. I think that relationship is over.
Yeah, I think
and
I think that's over.
He's gonna find somewhere else to be. But how much teams you gonna hop to? Because if I was Cleveland, I'm not picking up Bron next year just for a retirement tour when we just made the Eastern Conference Finals. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not playing for nostalgia and putting LeBron and James Harden on the same team just to say, ooh, look at, and we're not hating on them because they're old, because we are older too. They're from our time, our generation, kind of. But at the end of the day, it's just, you gotta sit down, and the fans who go crazy over Bron, yeah, he's the GOAT, he's this, he's that. That LeBron hasn't been that LeBron for almost 10 years now.
Years.
Approaching 10 years.
That's
approaching
crazy.
10 years. That's crazy. You got the Cades who's only going to get nicer. You have all these young people who are only going to get nicer. It's time to say, you know what? I made basketball. I'm leaving it better than I found it.
Yes.
That's what he has to do.
Yes.
Not taking it from him.
Take credence in that. Be proud of that. And again, we're not out here. Again, we know who he is, how he is. The man is excellent. But legacies, legacies go a long way. Goes a long way, and the longer this man is on the court, the more the legacy is just. The Y is gone now. Now we at the C. All right. This is just.
And do you even think players fear LeBron anymore?
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
They get up for Bron now, like, oh yeah, we gonna play Bron. We about to spank Bron. Like,
you think somebody like Wemby fears LeBron?
Oh no.
Shah showed you that he doesn't fear LeBron. They took it right to LA. You think somebody like Jalen Brunson fears?
No.
These young cats don't fear. Listen, like you said, they get up. If they mark it in their calendar, it's because they know they're gonna be on national TV.
We could drop 40 on Bron today. Let's get it.
Oh, that's gonna make some people mad. That's gonna make some people mad.
all I gotta say is, for the last 10 years, or maybe the better part of his career, one of our comments said this: LeBron is Mr. I need help. Always has needed help, and I think that's going to be his legacy. And even as he dwindles into the career later where he didn't have Luka, what they going to say? Oh, he ain't have Luka. He didn't have Kyrie. His career is always going to be attached to somebody, when Jordan was that guy.
Ain't nothing else more to say. Ain't nothing else
will
more to
always be
say.
that guy. I think that's going to do it today for this episode of Shootaround Sessions podcast with me, your host, Tawasi C, and my man,
Randy B.
Stick around with us, rock with us. You know, we got to stay with y'all because Knicks is finally back up tomorrow night. We're going to get it going. Lock in, subscribe with us, join us on TikTok. Keep sending all those comments because we love the comments. Like and subscribe.
We love it. We love it.
We catch y'all in the next one. Peace.